It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. I'm standing. I didn't realize this, but I've been at my standing desk today and I'm doing the show standing so I can really move my body for you guys. I hope you're doing fantastic. Today is Tuesday, October 15th. We are officially 15 days out of 31 days of October. Do you have your Halloween outfits picked out? My son, one of them already picked out one, and the other one just told me this morning what he wants to be. And it's one of those inflatable dinosaurs. So I have to go on Amazon and see if I can find myself an inflatable dinosaur for my son. And I just can't wait to take pictures of that dinosaur. And I may wear it for one of my shows upcoming. We will have, should we do like a dress up show on October 31st? But like the problem is it's not a group, like I can't see you. So you can just tell me if you're dressed up and I'll be dressed up. How about that? Let's do a poll, maybe on the Facebook group, and you guys tell me what to dress up as, and then whatever one wins, I will dress up as that. How about that? How about that? I will do the dirty work for you guys, as I always do. Let's be real. I put myself out there. I make myself look ridiculous, all in the name of fun. Guys, let's get into it. This is your daily dose of Donna. And this is the part of the show that I just included. I just started a new segment where I'm going to highlight some comments. Because why not? This is a group effort. We are a community here, okay? So bless my heart says, hey, I'm always watching on TV, but wanted to pop on the phone just to say hi to the chat. You guys are funny and nice. Nice and funny. Well, they are funny. Not sure if all of them are so nice. Just kidding. They're the best. And Mark says to ensure an increase in ratings, Donna will be starting Nudie Tuesdays. And if you guys aren't watching the YouTube and you're just listening to the audio, I am naked right now. So get on over there. Okay. Because between me and the trees, I mean, I'm in camouflage. You can't even see me right now. I am completely naked. Somewhere. I'm naked somewhere here. Somewhere under my layers. In fact, you guys will really enjoy this. As you know, I don't wear a bra. Now, it's not my sponsor this week, but I did get a new sponsor, and that is the bra that I'm wearing. I'm wearing a bra. I'm trying it out. It's comfy. It makes me feel good. And that will be my sponsor in just a couple of weeks. But just giving you a heads up, just giving you an idea of what's to come. Speaking of that, this week's show is sponsored by Dame. Notice I didn't say, speaking of that word that I just said, but I did kind of say it. But anyway, Dame, you guys, I was talking about this today at my workout. Why? Because I am absolutely inappropriate wherever I go, not just on this show. But the truth is I work out with mostly women. Okay. Out of, let's see, my workout is probably 20 benches. It's a weightlifting workout. Out of 20 people, it's usually 2 men. Okay. Lots of women. And most of the women are my age and older. I would say there's a lot of like mid-30s and up. There's a 78-year-old woman that comes there and works out with heavy weights every day. It's phenomenal to see. And this is the thing. No matter what your age is, as a woman, and really as a man too, but like you guys, we don't need to remind you. I think you know. But as a woman, the thing is, we're all about self-care, right? We go to the gym, we watch our shows, I do my puzzles, we put our skincare on. I'm using tretinoin. I've got a nice little pimple here in case you haven't seen her. Her name is Rapimple. That's her name, Rapimple. She's pissing me off, but whatever. Anyway, the thing is, we all have our routines down, but what about self-pleasure? And by self-pleasure, I don't mean watching Daily Dose of Donna, although it could be in tandem. You don't need to tell me. I'm talking about sexual wellness, and that's where Dame comes in because they've made it their mission to help you enjoy and explore your pleasure because, hey, that's self-care too. Dame was created by women who know that sometimes you need more than just a good night's sleep to feel truly rejuvenated. Their products are designed to help you connect with your body in a way that feels natural and, importantly, fun. So today we'll talk about Calm. That's COM. It sounds like calm, but it's COM. What is it? It's a powerful external vibrator. It's a vibrator that's perfect for solo sessions or a little added buzz with a partner. You guys don't know, but Lance may be here right now under the table. I'm just saying. I'm not going to tell you yes or no, but he may be. You may wonder why I'm standing for today's show. Okay. If you're looking for something a bit more subtle, you can use Fin, which is just a tiny finger vibe that adds a new twist to the touch you already know and love. And let's not forget, Dame is all about breaking the stigma around sexual wellness. That's why we talk about it so openly here on a podcast. Just normal family radio. They make it easy to find products that fit your needs to have a healthier relationship with pleasure. So if you're ready to take your self-care routine to the next level, check out dame.com and use your code DailyDose30 for 30% off. Trust me, it's time for some well-deserved me time. Thank you, Dame. I'm feeling better already. Alrighty, you guys. How are you doing? How are your Mondays? I had a very relaxing Monday. Just did kid things. Didn't do much. We watched a little bit of SNL yesterday. Are you guys watching SNL? Are we into SNL? I mean, I do enjoy the political skits this time. Like sometimes I don't. This one, I don't know. I'm loving it. The Family Feud one from this last weekend was so funny. The guy, Dana Carvey, who plays Joe Biden, it kills me. He's so freaking funny. And then Jim Gaffigan plays Tim Walz, and Maya Rudolph plays, of course, Kamala. Like, what an all-star cast. It's actually really fun to watch. So that was really fun. Oh, Michelle says go see the SNL movie. That's true. There is a movie. I can't remember the name. Do you remember the name? It was it's a scripted film, obviously, of behind the scenes of how SNL kind of got started, early in the what was it? Was it the 70s with Lauren Michael and whatever? Anyway, so I don't normally watch it. Oh, it's called Saturday Night. I guess that does make sense. But we watched it last night with our kids and we were laughing because Ariana Grande was a host. And kids and Ariana. Kids love Ariana. So it was a good time. It was a good time. I don't like who's playing Trump. I don't remember who the actor is, but I don't feel like he's nailing it. And yes, Billy's asking, is Alec Baldwin still doing Trump on SNL? And no, I don't think Alec Baldwin's going to be invited to SNL anytime soon. But I really wish he was, because whoever's playing Trump, I don't know who that actor is. It's not working for me. It's like it's not hitting. I don't know what it is. It's like, number one, and this is not a political statement, but the coloring is off. Like Trump is more orange than this man. Okay, forget this is not about politics. This is physical. If you look at the physicality of what Trump looks like versus the SNL, let me see, SNL Trump actor. Let's see if we can pull up a picture. Images. Okay, so this is the guy. Yeah, it's not working for me. Let me show you. And this is not his fault necessarily. It's more like a makeup issue. His name is Austin Johnson. Here. This is what came up. That doesn't look like Trump to me. I mean, the one thing is they really nailed that neck, but it doesn't. And he does a good voice. He does a good voice. Like if you closed your eyes, I think you would see it, but it doesn't physically connect for me. Now, Maya Rudolph is phenomenal as Kamala. I'm Jim Gaffigan, I can't get enough, right? And the Joe Biden is just he's like, let me tell you, you should see that. Maybe we are. He has no idea what he's saying. It's too good. Anyway, okay, let's get into the show. Sorry about the SNL chat. I just like to kind of give you a heads up what I did last night, right? We're friends. I want to know what you guys did last night. You tell me. All righty. Okay. We have a story. We have a story that's at the top of every single person's head this morning in the Real Housewives landscape. Even my husband and I were talking about it. And that's Miss Tamra Judge. You guys, Tamra Judge is mm, let's go back a little bit. Tamra Judge has had a bad season. I think we can all pretty much agree on that, right? Tamra Judge has had a bad season on Real Housewives of OC. In fact, I want to say last season was a really bad season for her too. I don't remember her having a good season last season because remember she went so hard on Jen Pedranti and like it came off very bully like. But then this season she comes back and she's really gone off against Shannon, who unbeknownst to her has become the fan favorite, which is very, very shocking, I would imagine, for anyone. Now, I'm going to share with you guys a little bit, like, without giving you all, I'm going to sit down now because, like, I'm sick of doing this. I'm sick of pretending that I, like, want to stand. Hold on. Hold on. Come down with me. Let's go down together. Sorry, Lance, you're going to have to leave under my desk. Hold on. Okay. Back to normal. So I think in my mind that Tamra and Heather really truly believed in their heart, in their mind, that the audience was not going to like Shannon this season. I do believe that they really thought this was going to be an anti-Shannon season because all cards were leading that way. Everything was stacked that way. She had gotten the DUI. She was like a mess with, yelling with with John Jansen last season. The Trace Amigas kind of blew up. She broke up with John Jansen again right before after the accident. Like there were all these things that I think they thought she was going to be vilified on the show. However, what they didn't realize was that Alexis Bellino is impossible to like, right? You couldn't bring back anyone else on the show. And I'm saying even like talk about polarizing housewives. You could bring back Kelly Dodd. You could bring back Gretchen Rossi. You could bring back really, really polarizing housewives. And none of them would be universally unliked as Alexis Bellino. I don't believe anyone out there except Alexis Bellino and Johnny J and Tamra and Heather like Alexis Bellino. Like, I don't know who in the fan world actually likes her. That being said, because of her return on the show, Tamra, she played the show out wrong. I think that's where it messes up is that a lot of these cast members pander to the audience, right? So they believe that the audience is going to side with them. And that's what I remember Teddy has said in the past on her show many times over Sutton on Beverly Hills. She said that Sutton has always, always, always pandered to the audience. So like maybe you wouldn't really like Sutton in real life, but because you love her on the show, you think you would be her best friend. But the people that know her in real life wouldn't like her. I think that's what they think about Shannon. And without giving away any insider knowledge, I have heard horror stories about Shannon from people who have worked in the world of reality. Okay? I have. And it's come out since the Joel Kim booster. I've heard very, very challenging stories about her. So I believe two things can be true. I think Shannon was probably a very, very challenging friend to be friends with. I think we can all agree on that, right? I think that we can agree that Shannon is probably very draining. We've seen over the years how she calls her friends late at night, drunk, complaining, crying, all of that. And then she'll forget the next day. That obviously is a very big part of this. So I think that there's that. And, so she's a high maintenance, draining, toxic friend, probably. But as audience members, we don't see that. We can hear that she is that, but we don't feel it. We don't see it. We're not there in the late night phone calls. We're not the ones that are picking up the pieces of Shannon Bedore. We're just watching someone who's really looking like she's always getting the shit end of the stick. And because of Tamra's confidence and because of Tamra's anger and because of Tamra's approach and almost her bullying, approach on the show, she's obviously going to be disliked. And so she undoubtedly is having one of the worst seasons I think a housewife can have in terms of public opinion. She is up there with Rinna. She's up there with, like, I don't know, you guys tell me who else is like a universally disliked housewife on the show. Like, this is when, think about like Teddy. When Teddy was on the show, how all these people felt so angry about her. But Tamra's almost worse than Teddy because a lot of people thought Teddy was just boring. Tamra, I think she's coming off unlikable. Now, that being said, I would imagine that all of this has really hit hard because I don't think, no matter how strong you can be, I don't think it's possible to go through week after week after week of just getting attacked by social media and by the consumers and by the viewers without feeling a little bit internal about it. Like, geez, what's wrong with me? Or this hurts, or why do they all hate me so much? She then went on her podcast last night. As you guys know, I'll pull up the clip just so we can watch the little clip that Two T's in a Pod posted. Hold on. Two T's in a Pod. They posted a clip last night, which obviously is it's like front cover of page 6. Like, this really took everyone by surprise. And this is what it says.
Just did my first therapy session.
What?
Let's just say I found out something pretty big about myself that I didn't know.
Now I need to know, like, what?
Really?
Yeah.
I am on the spectrum.
Oh my gosh, Tam.
Don't make me cry. My biggest problem is working through trauma that I had in my life. I have a hard time with empathy and feeling other people's feelings.
Well, I always think, why am I not the strong one? So, you know?
Well,
Okay. So a lot of people have a lot of feelings. I don't think anyone expected, Tamra especially, probably, this much of an explosion of online, like, shock, but not shock in a way like, oh my God, as if, God forbid, she announced that she was diagnosed with some sort of illness, like a cancer or something. Okay. So a few things are going on here. When I first saw it, the first thing I did was send a text to my therapist friend. I have a good friend who actually intimately knows these people, okay, in real life. And she is a therapist. And I said, is this possible? Can you get diagnosed after one session? No. That's my first gut feeling. Whether or not Tamra is on the spectrum of, and by the way, a lot of you guys sent me DMs saying, what does on the spectrum mean? Just so you guys don't, if you don't know, on the spectrum, like the official usage of on the spectrum, you can say the spectrum of anything, right? But on the spectrum, those words usually mean on the neurodivergent autism spectrum disorder, right? Like, so anyone that has any version, so that can go from like Asperger's, autism. I'm not an expert in this, so I don't want to get too deep into it because I don't want to say anything wrong, but this goes from someone that is very high functioning to someone that is incredibly low functioning, people that don't speak on their own, people that really can't function easily on their own, to people that are very, very high functioning, that go to school, that have friends, that have boyfriends, that you know, whatever. So there's a lot of spectrums of this. Now, I don't believe any therapist who really understands like the weight of diagnosing someone on the spectrum can say with confidence after one session of knowing your client, your new client, unless you've been watching Real Housewives of OC for all the years and like taking copious notes. I just don't see how this therapist can say, you are on the spectrum. What I can see is, okay, listen, there's certain elements of how you describe how you handle conflict or how you handle pain or how you handle trauma or how you handle anything A, B, C, D, E. There's certain things that I can see can be classified as potentially, you know, similar to people those that are on the spectrum, but we can't be certain of that yet. Like that I can see coming out of a therapist's mouth. For example, when my child got diagnosed with ADHD, their psychiatrist didn't just say like, "Hi, nice to meet you. Oh, you have this? You have ADHD." Like you have to go through a process, right? You have to get evaluated. It's a long process, lots of questions, lots of like hours into there. So I would imagine it's similar for anyone on the spectrum. And those of you that know that the spectrum very well really do know. A lot of you are saying Zach Peter talked about this. I watched a portion of it. Zach Peter's brother is, um, highly on the spectrum. He really struggles with communication. We've talked about it many, many times. And so I did watch a portion. This is a very sensitive issue for anyone who is on the spectrum or who has a family member or a loved one on the spectrum. So, because of that, because this is such a sensitive subject, because if you say I am something and yet you are not presenting at all to be any of those characteristics that are really holding a lot of people back, it does come off a little bit as a excuse. It does come off a little bit like feel bad for me because this is what I have, rather than um like it's almost like not taking accountability once again for your actions. Like blame it on that, you know? When you say you don't have empathy, which is one thing she said. She says I don't have empathy. The first thing I thought of, and many of you probably did as well, is narcissism. That's one of the first traits of narcissism, is lacking the ability to empathize. I think all housewives, for the most part, not all, but a lot of them have a level of narcissism. I do believe that, there's a little bit of that. I don't think that I know many, many kids and adults that are on the spectrum, and they don't struggle with that. Maybe it's to a different extent, but they don't struggle with that at all. In fact, the one that I'm thinking of is very, very empathetic when someone's hurting. Like very, like almost more so than a kid that's not on the spectrum. I'm talking about an 8-year-old that I know. So that seems like very disconnected. Another thing that she talked about was her sensory issues, which Zach brought up very like, he had receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots of being with Tamra at a club in Vegas, lights in her face, loud music, she's dancing. We've all done it, you guys. We've all seen Tamra party her ass off, scream, cry, loud, club, music, BravoCon, stage, twats, like usually if you are truly sensory, struggle with sensory uh, sensitivity, it would be very hard to live a life that Tamara lives. It really would. Um, finally, I think, um, I just think Tamara's going through a moment of like, I hate to say this because I feel bad. If a therapist really did tell her this, because there could be a therapist out there that did say this to her and she's hearing it and taking it to heart. And if a therapist did tell her this, like that therapist really messed up. Because you can't say you are on the spectrum after 1 hour. Or Tamara's just kind of creating the story and like thinks that she is because she took an online quiz. Either way, what it's coming off as is, this is why I have acted the way I've acted. I don't believe any of us can excuse our bad behavior because of something like that. We've all had trauma, you guys. Raise your hand if you've had trauma. I've had major trauma. People have had major, major trauma. So being in, a post-trauma place does not give you an allowance to just be however and whoever you are. I will say, I do think it's good that she's looking into it, that she's open to seeing what's going on with her. I cannot believe that she's never gone to therapy or she hasn't gone to therapy in a long time, because it sounds to me like she just started, which is shocking to me. I hope she's been going to therapy. How could you be on Real Housewives and not go to therapy? Like, I just don't understand. And hopefully this is a wake-up call for her. But she did say something in this podcast with Teddy, that I thought was really interesting. And it explains a lot, and it's about the drinking. So, a big thing with her and Shannon this season is about the drinking. A big conversation. Actually, 99% of her issues with Shannon are about the drinking. Do you notice that? It's not about the way Shannon acts. It's not about what Shannon says. It's not about how Shannon, behaves. It's about if she's drinking or not. That's all she cares about. Shannon could be the sweetest, nicest, calmest, kindest, sweetest, whatever. It doesn't matter. But does she have a drink in her hand? That's all. So that being said, I found this part interesting. A little bit after she talks about this diagnosis, she says to Teddy, I push everything down. I don't deal with it. I really don't work through my feelings, and I have social anxiety. And so what happens is I go to these events on camera and I drink. She says I end up drinking too much. And because I drink too much, I say all these things that I push down. And that's why I say a lot of things without a filter. And that's why I, go basically cross the line. And I thought to myself, oh my God, it's not about Shannon drinking. She's projecting. It's all about her own fears about drinking. It's all about her own anxiety about drinking too much. Do you guys not feel that? I really, really believe that Tamra calls Shannon out on the drinking more than anything else because it's her own issues. It feels very much like her own situation that she's pushing on Shannon. Because Heather doesn't call her out for the drinking. Notice that. Even Gina doesn't call her out for drinking. It's only Tamra. Now, Mark has social anxiety, and he says he eats all the carrots on the charcuterie board at any party. And for that, I say, good for you for choosing the carrots, because I choose the salami. I usually go straight for the brie and salami. Okay? So I don't know. I'm going to try to be a little sensitive and not attack her. I do believe most creators online that are covering this stuff have immediately taken the stance of like, what a crock of bull, what a liar. This is total bullshit. This is such a crock of, whatever. You guys are all saying that pretty much in the comments. I don't think any single one of you guys have agreed with like the fact that she may be on the spectrum. I don't think anyone agrees with it. So I will just say, as long as she's trying to figure out how to better herself, good for her. Right? Because if she's got a lot of this kind of stuff going on, no wonder she struggles in her relationships with her kids, etc. It's got to be really, really hard. Going back to what you guys choose when you have social anxiety, Andrew chooses toxic men when he has social anxiety. Interesting. Is that only when you have social anxiety, or is that also just like on a normal day, Andrew? Would love to know. Would love to know. Okay. I have a little bit of social anxiety too. Would you guys be surprised to know that? And it's come and gone through the years. It's like I used to be the most social person in the world, and lately I find myself almost not wanting to go to events because I don't want to talk to people. I really just want to be in my bubble. I just want to talk to you guys, okay? I only talk to dosers and Lance and my kids. That's it. Andrew answers, I feel attacked, but yes, always. Tamara really should never drink then. If alcohol really lets herself release things without a filter, I think Tamara needs to never drink on TV once again. Every time she drinks, she acts a fool. She either sticks her finger up people's butts, she pees on people's backyards. I still can't get over how many times she's peed on people's personal property in this season. Can you imagine Can you imagine just going and peeing on someone's backyard? The last time that happened was with Brandy Glanville's sons in Adrian Malouf's backyard. That's the last time we saw that on Housewives. On season 2 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. No one pees in backyards. The only reason to do that is if it was COVID. Like, I would understand that if it was COVID and you're not allowed in someone's house in 2020. It's wild. With cameras there, you're right. On camera. It's crazy. And then the sucking the toes, the sticking the fingers up the ass. Like, it's a lot. Something is happening this season. Something has changed within her. Something is not the same. Making out with Bronwyn, remember that? You guys remember that episode, right? When Bronwyn showed up and Bronwyn finally discovered that she was a lesbian because of Tamra Judge. Seriously, Tamra Judge should get a bouquet of flowers from Bronwyn. She was like, you made me come out because I've never felt that way. It was wild. It was a really crazy. I'm so interested to see what happens. A lot of you guys sent me DMs asking, like, how did her editors allow her to keep that in? How did her PR team allow her to keep it in? Listen, I did give her podcast a lot of listens today. No question, her podcast will be #1 this week. I do believe for the podcast, it's good. For Tamra Judge's PR, it's probably not the best. It's just a thought. Just a thought. All right, so let's keep going and talking about some other stuff. Hoping the best for Tamra. That's all I can say. You guys, this is kind of a crazy random left turn, but I thought this was incredibly fascinating. Do you know that Kristin Cavallari is one of us? Mm-hmm. Yep, I said it. Now, I don't agree with a lot of Kristin Cavallari, okay? Kristin Cavallari has famously been someone, speaking of the spectrum, I believe she's someone that believes that like vaccines cause autism. I'm not getting into that. We're not doing that here, okay? I may have her hair, but I'm not Jenny McCarthy. All right, we're not going there. But I find Kristin Cavallari fascinating to watch. I find her gorgeous, stunning, funny. Like, she's a powerhouse podcaster and just like business owner and all the things. And she has this friend, Justin Anderson, who's a former celebrity hairstylist. A lot of you guys know who he is. And he's on her podcast often. Her podcast is called Let's Be Honest. This is the first video I saw right when I woke up this morning. And I died of laughter because I was like, whoa, Kristin Cavallari needs to come on Daily Dose of Donna and we need to go down conspiracy theory holes. Now, I want to just tell you this. Everyone, everything I'm about to talk about, keep it like at arm's length, right? Let's just have fun. Can we just have fun? Can we not take everything too seriously? Can we not be too offended by everything? Craig Conover yesterday, that's my boy. By the way, I told Lance, I was like, Lance, Craig Conover's dream is to do Dancing with the Stars. He goes, I'll tell casting. What if Craig Conover gets Dancing with the Stars? On the toast yesterday, he said his dream is to do Dancing with the Stars because he would be in the best shape. That was a great episode, but he talks about conspiracy theories on that episode. He talks about that he and Paige are like the queen and king of conspiracy theories, and they love going down the rabbit holes, which is why we love Paige DeSorbo. It's why we love Craig Conover. And I guess it's also why we love Kristin Cavallari. But I want you guys to watch this one little clip. So this podcast is wild. Today was wild because in it, she and Justin are getting what's it called? An NAD. Don't ask me more about what NAD is, but an NAD in IVs. NAD is some sort of anti-aging medicine supplement. I don't know. It feels Joe Rogan-y. Don't really know. But apparently when you put it in, as it's being injected into you, you feel really sick. You feel nauseous. You feel like your chest tightens, shortness of breath. Maybe you like foggy. Your mouth like gets like a bad taste in it. And the second it's done, you lose all those symptoms. So it's just like really gross feeling while it's dripping into you. And for whatever reason, people do this because I guess the benefits outweigh the negatives. I don't really know a lot about it. However, this is what happened, and this is what they talked about celebrity gossip while doing NAD and feeling like they were going to vomit. It's a great episode. It's really fun if you just want to listen to like two people kind of just talking about like shooting the shit. But this is what they talked about when it comes to conspiracy theories. I loved it.
Kanye is a clown. I wholeheartedly believe what I'm about to say. I think there are clones, and I'm going to tell you why. Remember, he was really talking a lot. The cabal didn't like that, you know? The Illuminati, the cabal, they did not like how much he was saying. He was calling a lot of people out, and he said, if I go away and I come back and I look different, that is not me.
If I ever went anywhere, we know why.
What the fuck happened? He was
Well,
gone.
he did that because he wanted to gain weight. I would do that too. I'm going to do that next summer.
Look at him. Compare old photos of him. It's not the same fucking person. It's not. Don't cancel me, Hollywood.
How do you think that these people would hide that, Kristin? If somebody tried to clone you, I would scream it from the top of the mountains like that's not
You
Kristin.
literally will get killed.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I believe this with every ounce in my body.
You think that you could make one of the biggest pop stars in the world just disappear and nobody would come forward?
The people who are going to come out and say something get killed.
There's weird
Yeah.
shit happening, but some of it's too far.
I think Kanye is a clown.
Okay. So, do I think Kanye West is a clone? No, I don't. But I love just like kind of going into how wild can things be. Yesterday, I was in the car with Dylan. I was driving him over to one of his classes, like his gymnastics class. And Lance calls. Why did we talk about? Geez, why did he bring up a conspiracy? Something about 9/11 conspiracy. And I was like, wait, what? I had never heard about this. Something Building 7. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I don't believe it, but this is the story. I don't remember why or how this came up. He starts telling us the whole story. I have no idea. And I'm like, honestly, conspiracy theories are wild. You can really go into such a deep hole with it. So I don't recommend actually believing any of these conspiracy theories. I just want to like have a glass of wine or get stoned or maybe just be sober and go down a conspiracy theory path just for fun, right? Like I just want to do it for fun because I feel like it just is enjoyable to go down this path. Now, that being said, I have a new conspiracy theory. I have one that I'm brewing, guys, and I haven't heard anyone say this. Now, as you guys know, I do not like Kanye West. I am not a Kanye West fan. I am not a believer in his gospel. I think he is severely, I just said don't take anything too like sensitive, but I think he is incredibly offensive. I think he's offended every single group out there. I think he went from being someone that like could have been an amazing stand-up dude to being a lost cause, obviously. I saw this article. Michelle says conspiracy theories on Daily Dose require your eye restore helmet. Don't worry, eye restore is coming back very soon. I will just tell you, I don't like Kanye. I don't believe him and I don't like him. However, I wish I had. Do I have conspiracy theory music? Oh my God. By the way, the comments yesterday were outrageous. They were so mean. This one woman was like, stop the music. I'm like, I'll never stop the music. Would you tell the Beatles to stop the music? What about the day the music died? Okay, bye-bye, Miss American Pie. I will never stop the music. I wonder if there's like a good like conspiracy theory music. Let's hear. Is this conspiracy theory music? This is a conspiracy theory. I'll have to come up with a better one. All right. The Conspiracy Theory About Kanye West by Donna Bowling from Daily Dose of Donna. There's this article that I just saw on my Bible, which is Daily Mail. And it says the real truth about Kanye and Diddy's frenemyship. Okay? Now, we all know that Kanye has famously talked badly about Diddy. We know that. We also know that in the past, there's been some weird connections, right? Diddy and Kanye did have a friendship. Kanye went on that stage and stole the award from Taylor Swift and said Beyonce deserves this award. And Beyonce was, obviously with Jay-Z, which is with Diddy. Like, there is a connection there. So it is a strange kind of, are they close? Or are they not? So according to this article, and without getting like in crazy, crazy detail, because trust me, we can be here for a year talking about this. What I find interesting is that they fell out famously in 2022 when Kanye wore his shirt that said White Lives Matter, apparently, allegedly, according to this article. That was the official fallout, because before that, they were very thick as thieves, as they say. And Diddy was one of the only big names in the showbiz elite who defended Kanye in times of controversy. At the height of their friendship, he said that the star had changed my life with his music, while Kanye returned the compliment in 2022 when he declared that Diddy had inspired so many of my life choices, even suggesting that he'd influenced him to marry ex-wife Kim Kardashian. Okay, right now, Kanye is going through a major scandal. We talked about it a little bit. Did I talk about it yesterday during the show, or did I only talk about it on my Patreon? But Kanye's former assistant, Lauren Pichata, is being, Kanye is being accused of drugging and raping her, his former assistant, at a party with Diddy, who's currently behind bars. This influencer, Lauren, it doesn't really matter what she does now, but she is on OnlyFans. It's part of the article, but it doesn't matter. She was Kanye's assistant. She sued Kanye in June for allegedly sexually harassing and stalking her while she worked for him between 2021 and 2022. He then dismissed the accusations as baseless and kind of just let it go. But on Friday night, she filed an 88-page updated lawsuit, which detailed the rapper's alleged sick sexual obsessions and his fetish for wanting to sleep with the mothers of his sexual targets, which is really weird if you consider Kris Jenner. Okay? So, why do I bring this up? Recently, this is my conspiracy, and this is bad because this means that I in some way sound like I'm supporting Kanye, which I don't. I do not. This is where my mind goes. Is there a world where Kanye West is now getting severely dragged into the sick, accusations of SA, of abuse, of all of this? Very, very coincidentally, when he has been speaking publicly about how the Kardashians and Corey Gamble are the worst, how all these other people are dangerous, how these other people are trying to off him. Kanye knows the truth about all of these people. Kanye knows what really is going on in that Kardashian house and what's really happening with Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble, which is connecting with Justin Bieber. Because remember, Corey Gamble was Justin Bieber's former tour manager, which is connecting with Usher, with Diddy, with L.A. Reid, with Clive Davis, and the list goes on and on. Is there a world that this Lauren Pichata, the assistant, is planted by Kris Jenner to take Kanye down? Dun, dun, dun. Tell me, am I nuts? Am I nuts? This feels real to me. They say the devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder. Now, this is very interesting. Mark says, who would believe Kanye? He's a nut job. Shockingly, a lot of people. Because a lot of people started to say in the last few weeks, since Diddy went to jail, a lot of people started to say on social media in the TikTok world, Kanye knew this whole time. Kanye's been speaking the truth. Kanye knows everything. That's like what people were saying. They were pulling up all these old videos about Kanye at these parties saying, if I go away, and they were blaming Gunnar Anderson. Remember? That's his name, right? Gunnar. Shoot, now I can't remember his last name. He's the workout trainer that trained all the Kardashians and also trained Brittany Murphy 2 weeks before Brittany Murphy died. He was the one that said Gunnar is bad. Gunnar is dangerous. He's the one that said Corey Gamble's dangerous. He's the one that said Justin Bieber is a victim. Like, I'm telling you guys, I think Kanye's sick. Sick. I also think he knows so much. And the Kardashians are like, we gotta put a pin in this immediately. I think you guys kind of agree with me on this one. Okay, I thought I was gonna get yelled at. Gunnar Peterson, thank you. I wanted to say Anderson. I think you guys are gonna agree with me. I feel so good about myself. I feel like I should maybe write a book. Maybe I should start taking NAD. Anyway, I'm glad that you guys agree with this. I feel, Harley Pasternak, Gunnar Peterson. Which one is it? There's so many trainers. I think it was Gunnar, though. Was it not? Whatever. It's the trainer. I can't remember. I just think Kanye is a scary, scary person. And I do believe that there is a part of him that's crazy and out there. But now there's so many articles about how he's like, Bianca Censori, his wife, is like the keeper of his orgies and like creating all these things. They're trying to put Kanye in the same Diddy category. And they're trying to get Kanye to go to jail for life. And for that reason, I do believe that there is a world that this is like, it's all maneuvered. I don't know. It's a lot, you guys. Now, just to end today's show on a high note, did you guys ever wonder what happened to John Bobbit? What, Donna? What? Like, this is where I go on such a high note. 600 people live watching the show, and I'm like, let's talk about John Bobbit. The article that I saw this morning says this: what happened to John Wayne Bobbit? The man who had penis cut off by his wife has since lost more body parts after making $6 million through adult films. This is the guy in 1993 whose wife, Lorena Bobbitt, attacked him in the night. You guys don't remember that? Come on, I was 12 and I remember it. John Bobbit. Bobbit became a term in the Oxford English Dictionary meant to cut off a penis. Now, there's going to be a documentary that comes out called I Cut Off His Penis. I'm not making it up, you guys. There's a documentary on ITV tonight called I Cut Off His Penis. She threw it out the window. It's not funny, but it is so funny. The case features in the new ITV documentary I Cut Off His Penis. I Cut Off His Penis, the truth behind the headlines, which airs tonight at 9 p.m. Oh my gosh, his penis was found on the side of the road and it was surgically reattached. And then he formed the band The Severed Parts, and he sold t-shirts that showed a caricature of his ex-wife brandishing a knife to make money. Then he famously went on to star in the pornographic films John Wayne Bobbit. John Wayne Bobbit, Uncut. And Frankenpenis. Franken penis. That's a good one. We should watch that. Okay. Earlier this year, John announced that he had lost more body parts. Okay, let's find out what else he lost. No, it's going into how they met. I don't want to know how they met. Okay, let's see. This is about the penis surgery. I don't want to know about the penis surgery. Keep going, keep going. Okay, John revealed. Oh, this is actually sad. Now it got sad. In April 2024, he revealed he had lost all 10 of his toes after getting toxic peripheral polyneuropathy. The former Marine was exposed to contaminated water at a military base in North Carolina in the late 1980s, which causes nerve damage to extremities, which has led to the amputation of his toes over a period of several years. So he, he did get his penis back. He did get his penis back. And if you wonder why I have a sick mind, it's probably because I grew up learning about the Menendez brothers and Lorena Bobbitt. Literally, what are the stories that you remember from being a kid? The Menendez brothers, O.J. Simpson, Lorena Bobbitt, Nancy Kerrigan, and Tanya Harding. What other big stories did we learn about as kids? Oh, Baby Jessica. Still a fear of mine when I see a hole. Baby Jessica in the well. We'll never forget that. The Challenger space explosion. These are the big stories. Oh, it was. Mark says, wait, now it got sad losing your penis. Now it got sad. Losing your penis ranks pretty high on the sad scale. I think I lack empathy. Guys, I think I'm on the spectrum. This is the best. Okay. Amy Fisher, John Benet Ramsey, Octomom. These are good. These are good. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Make sure to subscribe. You want more stories like John Bobbit. All that and more. I'm going to be watching I Cut Off His Penis tonight. What are you doing? Bye, guys. Bye.